doing a Minecraft tutorial today. I hope you can hear me. Where's my remote? There it is. Sorry, this TV's a little loud. You're just in time. I just now opened my world. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a modern house. I'm gonna wait for more people though. Oops, wrong material. Oops, sorry. Here we go. Hello, welcome to my live. We're going to be doing a Minecraft tutorial. I decided to go live today. I'm actually going to do a face reveal. So, sorry, I don't have any makeup on, I will say that. But I am going to do a face reveal, but I'm going to wait for more people. I'm also going to be revealing some of my texting story secrets as well. About how where I get my ideas for my texting stories, and share some insight on how you guys can create your own texting stories, how you guys can come up with your own, as well as, while playing Minecraft, it's kind of a relaxing game. So I'm going to be not only doing a face reveal, I'm going to be sharing some insight on my texting stories as well as my Minecraft tutorials. But I'm also going to be doing a limited time only offer. And that offer is exclusive to the people who are subscribed to my channel. Now, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would go ahead and do that now. Because this only applies to the people who are subscribed to my channel. The offer is a one-on-one live session with the top supporter, which means the first people commenting on my videos, the first person, sharing the lives or sharing the videos with other people, I will see that, and that person will be featured in a live with me. That person will not only be featured in a live with me, but they'll also get to meet me face to face, because I will be doing a face reveal. And I'm going to be doing a session with them, and if they don't want to, I understand. Not everyone wants to, be revealed, and they don't have to have their camera on. I don't even need to know what they look like. It's just simply so that you guys can kind of you know, because I know a lot of people have been kind of curious to see what I look like, and I know that that might be, you know, something I haven't exactly done yet. So I'm kind of excited for that, and I hope you guys are too. And I'm gonna be doing a face reveal, insight on my texting stories. I'm gonna be doing an insight on my texting stories, and gonna be doing a one-on-one with my top supporter live. So whoever is my top supporter for the day is going to not only be featured in my live, but also is going to be, I'm going to promote their channel. So if you, stay in the live, whoever stays in the live the longest and whoever interacts the most and comments the most on my videos will be promoted. Their channel will be promoted by me personally, and I will be doing a face reveal. Thank you, L'Oreal Shaw. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot. I am going to be doing a Minecraft video today, live. I thought that it would be a good idea. And yes, I am doing a face reveal today, so prepare for that. That won't be until I get more people into the live, because I want everybody to see my face, right? I want everyone to know what I look like, so that way, and feel free to share the live, because that is also how you earn top supporter. Top supporter will basically mean that if you like and share my video, and stuff, you will be promoted. Your channel will be promoted, and you will also have the opportunity to go live with me. I will send you an invite. You'll just have to give me, you have to give me your tag, so that way I can invite you and give you the opportunity to join my live, and that way you can also interact with me face to face. And I think that that's an opportunity that you guys can take upon if you support my channel more. I can help you out and support yours by promoting your channel as well as promoting my own, and scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how many people we have in this live today. I'm really hoping to get more than one person. This is my first live though, so I'm gonna be honest, I'm not expecting a whole bunch, but that's okay. I do appreciate you being here. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. Since there's not very many people, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make this build. So for this build, if you want to follow along, if you want to play Minecraft on your phone or on your Xbox or whatever, while you're doing it, you can. If you want to do it with me, that's cool. If not, it's also cool. So you're going to need gray concrete. You're going to need smooth quartz block, birch planks for the floors, or any flooring material for that matter. It doesn't matter what flooring material you want. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad to be back too. I've been really busy. I have 2 jobs and been working a lot, and so I haven't had the opportunity to post as much as I want to, and I definitely will be doing more texting stories. I can guarantee you that. However, it probably will be more adult videos. Hello, fan of All Around Audrey and Just Jordan. Nice to meet you. I'm going to be doing a Minecraft tutorial. I was just telling the other person in the live that I was going to be doing a face reveal later in the video, as well as doing a live stream with my top supporters. So whoever shares the live the most, whoever likes the video or the lives or the videos or top comments the most, will be invited to do a live stream with me. So they will have the opportunity to have their channel promoted. So by me personally, I will personally promote their channel myself, and also they will be featured in my next live, which I haven't decided when that's going to be yet, but you'll know as soon as I know. And then, so the materials are going to be gray concrete, smooth quartz block, birch planks, oak door, smooth quartz stairs, light blue stained glass, and light blue stained glass pane. So for the first part of the build, you're going to want to take the gray concrete, and you're going to want to place it wherever you are to start the build. So after that, you want to move to the left, and you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once you take that 7 block, you want to go to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you want to place a birchwood plank there with an oak door, or whatever door of choice you choose. And then once you've done that, you want to go ahead and extend out with the smooth quartz block. You want to move inwards diagonally. Sorry. And then you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then you want to move with the gray concrete again, going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you want to move inwards diagonally, this time again with gray concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you want to extend upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you want to take this and move it 1, 2, 3, 4, so that it's 5, 6, and 7. And then you want to join this to the back, so that way you get this kind of shape. Now this right here, you're going to go ahead and take this, actually you're not going to move that, not on that side. Then you're going to take the middle 2 blocks right here, and you're going to dig those out. And you're going to place those with your flooring material of choice. Alright, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place stairs. Not quite, you want to leave a couple gaps space, so leave 2 gaps space in between that and the doors, because you don't want to, run right into the stairs right as you open it. And then obviously all this right here is going to be replaced with your birchwood planks. The face reveal will be done later in the video. I will take a pause when I get to the interior of the build to do the face reveal. Once I'm done with the exterior, which shouldn't take, more than 30 minutes, then I will definitely be doing a face reveal by then. So what you want to do is, once you get that done, you want to place 2 birchwood planks behind that with 2 quartz stairs, and you want to knock out the 2 center pieces. Whoops. Alright, and once you get that, you want to keep building up until you reach the top of this little gray spot right here. And you want to basically build to where you have another floor. And then you want to essentially just build this backwards on each side right here. So that way you have like a L shape on each side, or a 90-degree angle on each side. And then once, oh, I'm sorry, you left. It's okay, I'll explain what I just did. So you want to have 4 gray concrete. I'm going to go over it again, and then you want to place a flooring material of your choice in the ground. Place the door on top of that. Then another additional 3. And then after that, you want to move back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 smooth quartz block. Then you want to go move left to the 3 with gray concrete. Place 2 birchwood planks or flooring material of your choice into the ground, and then place 2 oak doors. Then 3 here, and then backwards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up by 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you want to move up, or move to the left by 2, back 1 and 2, and then you want to place smooth quartz, birchwood planks in a 90-degree angle looking thing, and then basically build it all the way around to this point. And then you want to build a 1 row underneath as well, and build a wall behind it. Because that right there is going to be the basis of the upstairs of the build. And then once you've got that done, you can proceed to build the floor. And then you're going to place those with gray concrete. then what you're going to do is you're going to place stained glass pane around the edges right here, because you don't want no one falling off, because this is going to be like the back deck portion of the upstairs. And then we'll get to the other side of the build, which actually leads around to the upside. And then once that's done, you can proceed to go ahead and build these two out however far you want. You can do 3, 4, that'll work on each side. And this is just the back patio. So it kind of looks something like that, almost kind of like a diving board, a little bit, you know, it's just the back patio. These doors right here are obviously going to lead over to this side of the build, which is this right here is going to be a bedroom. So you want to come over here and you want to place your smooth quartz block, and you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically what you want to do is you want to take this block and extend it into like a square, essentially. But then you want to take this corner right here and this corner, you can delete this corner actually. Yeah, sorry, wrong corner. You want to place that, and then you want to place a birchwood stair with a door, and then you want to proceed to do a gray concrete, gray concrete, gray concrete, light blue stained glass block, gray concrete, over here, just like that. And essentially what you want is you want a pattern that reveals like a striped kind of room, until you get to the back where obviously you want to build up with your gray concrete. Oops. You just want the striped top and bottom until you get here. And then this is like a separate room, it separates it. And then once you have that, then you can put, where you see those 2 doors, you want to put 2 glass blocks, because that'll just, again, that'll create natural light. And then in this space right here, you want to replace it with your flooring material of choice. So it's going to be, in my case, birchwood planks. I think that the planks go really well. Any variation of the planks that's not like like a weird color like purple, or you know, that's not like a normal like flooring material color. Goes really well with most of my modern builds, if not all of them. I usually use birch or oak just because I tend to like those more. Sometimes if I'm going for like a darker look, I'll use spruce, but in this case I think that birch would complement the vibe that I've gotten going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and use birchwood planks, but again, it's totally up to you what flooring material you want, because to be honest, on the inside there will be areas where you won't even be able to see the birchwood planks, because 1, it's going to be decorated, and 2, there might be carpet in some areas. So it's totally up to you how you want to do your flooring material. But if you want, you can go ahead and take this part right here, and you can extend this one back by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then you can go ahead and move this one over here, so that way you're facing this way. And then you can move this and basically extend it backwards. This right here is going to be your bathroom. Okay, so this we're not going to quite touch quite yet. And it is connected to the house. If you want, you're more than welcome to extend this backwards. It's like, but again, it's totally up to you. If you want to create like that kind of depth around the back of the build, you can, because it gives it a little bit more interesting look. But you don't want to extend it through the door, obviously, so you don't want to do that over there. And then if you want, you can go ahead and grab, I forgot one material, and that would be the leaves. I'm going to use oak leaves because I think that that'll look nice. And you can just go ahead and place them like in front of the door, because I think that'll complement it very nicely. And then you can place a gray concrete there if you want, or you can place a leaf, it doesn't matter either way. Or if you want, instead of the gray concrete, you can also use leaves. Just kind of wrap it around the building so that it looks, you know, cool. Whoops. I kind of like the leaves better because I think it gives it a more natural look. But that's totally up to you, however you want to do it. Just make sure that you're outlining the outside, and that's important later, and you'll see why. There will be a garden in the midst of this build, so that's why I'm very particular about how, you know, how I want things, certain things, not everything. Like some things are up to you and some things are not. But this particular build, you want to have the dynamic of certain things like the structure and stuff are the way they are for a reason, and if you go and change that, it might make the build kind of look funny, because this is kind of a unique design. This is very, very different design from the rest of my designs for sure. But I've always thought that if you create something new, it'll transform, you know, your ability to be creative, and I think that is important and something that needs to be instilled in kids today, because when I was a kid, they didn't have art class and stuff like that because they didn't believe that art class was considered important, and I fully disagree with that. I think that art class is very important, and I think that kids being able to express themselves is extremely important to their, not only to their well-being, and not just only to their mental health, but also it's important because it also makes them, you know, open to conversations. It makes them able to have, you know, discussions about, you know, what it is that they like to do. It helps them figure out what it is that they want to do with their life, and it helps them figure out, you know, is this something that I want to do for the rest of my life? Is this a job that, you know, I can make this a job into? And so I just think that it's important that we you know, we emphasize how important creativity is, because that has been stripped for so long. And so it's not been something that people have really taken seriously, and I think that that's wrong, personally. But I wish it was my choice, but it's not. You know, schools do what they want to do. They, you know, teach what they want to teach, and they don't teach things that I think they should be teaching. And I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to help people, like, have certain life skills to be able to get out of situations, or to, you know, help themselves out in the future, so that way they can not only grow, but they can learn. They can, you know, they can learn from this, and, you know, they can then proceed to have their own YouTube channel, maybe even, you know, become, you know, a great YouTuber, you know, one day. If that's something that they want to do, then I'm not going to be the one holding them back. I'm not going to sit here and tell them that they can't do those things, because that's not, quoted, not a real job. It is a real job. And I fully disagree with the parents and with the people who say that YouTube and TikTok and all that is not a real job, because it very much is. People make money off of that, and therefore it is a job. If you make money off of something, it is a job. Don't let anyone tell you what you can and cannot do with your life, because that's not up to them. That personally, parents, if you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to like that. But that's how I feel. I feel like you telling your kid that they're not allowed to follow their dreams is not only extremely devastating to that child, but it's also like you're telling them that they're not allowed to express themselves in a way that they're comfortable with, and that's just not okay. Parents, I'm not trying to tell you how to parent your kids. Let's make that very clear, but I am telling you that you can't explain to your kids that TikTok or YouTube or any other form of social media is not a kind of job, because it can be. You know, I want kids to be able to express themselves the way they want, not the way you want them to, because at the end of the day, if they love what they do, what difference does it make of what they do? And at the end of the day, as long as they're making a good living and they can survive off of what they're doing, it shouldn't matter what they do. You know, as long as they're happy, that's all that should matter. And to the parents who think that TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff is not, you know, important. It is, because that's how we do things nowadays, and parents need to realize that you can't pause an online game, right? So if a kid is in the midst of a Fortnite match or in the midst of a Call of Duty match, they can't just pause the game. That's not how that works, right? It's an online game, and therefore it's an online experience playing by multiple people. I understand if you don't want your kids playing online games. I respect that entirely. However, at some point you have to allow them to do those things, because if you don't, you're hurting them more than you are helping them. And I know this from firsthand experience. My parents did not allow me to do all those things. Granted, there were extenuating circumstances that caused me not to be able to do those things, and that's completely understandable. If that's your situation, that's fine. But when people don't have those situations, it really does put them far back behind. It sets them back. They're not learning the things that other kids are learning, and so therefore they're really being pushed behind the rest of their classmates. They're not aware of current events. They're not aware of this and that, when they should be. They should be aware of, you know, the latest TikTok trend, or, you know, I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. They need to be aware of these things, because if someone gets questions that, you know, kids are mean. That is something I have learned in my life. I am 22 years old, and I have learned that kids are very mean. They can be very mean. And if you don't know something, or if you don't wear a certain something, they make fun of you for it. And if you don't look a certain way, don't talk a certain way, don't act a certain way, they can be very brutal and very mean. And not allowing your kids to express themselves online is like asking someone not to interact with the world. And you can't cut them off from the world, because you can't live your life in fear of them making a bad decision, or fear of this, because in reality, regardless of whether or not you protect them, it's going to happen anyway. People make mistakes. People do stupid stuff all the time, but it's not going to prevent them from ever making a mistake. That's just not reality. Like, you're expecting them to sit here and not have these, you know, these things, but did you ever think about the fact that by doing that, you're creating sneaky kids, and sneaky kids equals bad choices in the future? So think about that. Think about how you protecting them from these so-called threats can actually be a lot more harmful in the future than if you just monitor their online activity. I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, anything extreme, but, you know, let them, you know, have some fun watching TikTok, you know, maybe, you know, limit what they watch. That's fine. I respect that. But also know that sometimes that's people's escapes, you know, from their reality or from their life. You know, sometimes people need to get away. They need to find a place where they can just go and just let everything go, you know. For me, that's, you know, YouTube. That's dogs, animals, that kind of thing. For me, that is what that is. And so I think that it's important that you let your kids express themselves how they see fit, and if you don't like that, you don't have to. You don't have to like that, but you do have to respect it. And I'm not a parent, so I can't tell you, you know, how to parent your kids, and I'm definitely not doing that. But you need to understand where I'm coming from, because my parents, I was very lucky. I was very lucky to have parents who allowed me to express myself, even though I was in a situation that prevented me from doing a lot of things, like having social media. And I had always had to be very careful, because there were certain people in my past life who made it very, very, very dangerous for me to have certain things. And so therefore I was very lucky that my parents did in fact allow me to do those things. And not everyone has that, and I am very much aware of that. And to those people, I am very sorry that you can't have those things, and I really wish that there was a way for me to teach you about these things without you actually having to have those things. So if you're one of those people, leave a comment. You know, maybe we can have a live discussion about it. Maybe even, you know, I could, you know, put it on Wattpad, you know, on certain websites that, you know, your mom and dad let you go to, obviously, like YouTube and stuff like that. I'll even make a texting story about all the ridiculous stories of my pastime that, you know, not a lot of people know about. And it's very personal, very, you know, probably even some of you guys can relate to some of the stuff that I had to go through as a kid, maybe even learn from some of the things that I made and mistakes I made. And hopefully in that you guys can learn from the mistakes that you don't make the same ones I did. You know, that way, well, one, it's beneficial for you, but it's also beneficial for you know, your future. Because not only will your parents approve of my channel, which helps me out, but also it also benefits you because you're also gaining learning experience, life experiences that you need to be successful in the future, and that's something that I want for you guys. Me as a person, I am very much a person who enjoys teaching. I enjoy teaching people how to do certain things like Minecraft. Minecraft is a very, 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 very important game in my life. It was my escape from when I was little, and it was where I went to let everything go away, where all my pain just wasn't there. And so Minecraft is something that I take very seriously. And sometimes people, you know, they see me get a little mad when someone beats me at something, because I am very competitive. I will say that I'm very competitive, and I do, a lot of the times I say some bad words, so I do apologize in advance if I say any bad words like the F word or, you know, certain things. I do say bad words sometimes, and I do own that, but I try not to. I really do. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue with the build. So you're going to take this and you're going to extend it back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to extend this back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you're going to take this and extend it back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, maybe 9. Let's see, because it's supposed to connect to the back of the build. Yep. Okay. There we go. And then this is actually going to be the inside of the house, so you can actually go ahead and make this your there we go. And then again, you want to go ahead and make this your gray concrete. You want to stripe it like you did before. And then this will be the main, like, living room, kitchen area. Oops. And this right here is going to be the bathroom. And then this right here is going to be smooth stone. And then once you've done that, you want to go ahead and place a glass block ahead of that, and you want to dig underneath. And then once I have done the floors on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and do my face reveal. So get ready for that. As soon as I'm done digging out all the dirt of the build that I built so far, I'm going to go ahead and do a face reveal. I'm hoping more people will join my live by then, but we'll see. So far, the most I've had was, I think, 3 or 4. I think 4. So we'll see. Maybe if, you guys, share the live and tell people that I'm doing a face reveal, they might, join. But, you don't have to, but, it'd be helpful. Tell people about my top supporter thing. My top supporter, we're going to go ahead and do that. So whoever comments, 1 second, sorry if I hit this remote. Here we go. Ooh, shit. There we go, sorry about that. That monitor is basically, like if I'm still on the TV, because otherwise it'll automatically shut off. Yeah, I do that because I tend to forget to turn off my TV, so I have it set up to where it'll automatically turn off if the button's not being pressed every once in a while. Just because that saves electricity, and I have no idea where I got it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the one who bought it. A friend got it for me, so I'll have to see. But essentially, it just like monitors if there's activity. If it's like on a show and stuff like that, it'll be like, it'll flash at me if I don't continue hitting the button, and I'll just turn my TV off. So that way if like I fall asleep or whatever, the TV will turn off after a while on its own. Saves electricity that way, you know. Alright, and then once you've done that, yep, I did that. This is the back deck right here, where the, yeah. There we go. This is just like the porch, like the, and you want to fill this in using your glass block. And that way you just have like this little screened-in porch right here. It's going to be / your upstairs. Your upstairs is going to be right over here in this room, and it's basically just going to be like a hallway that like leads up to the balcony. But that's going to be in a separate live video. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a separate live video, just because that requires a lot more in-depth material. And like I said, I might not decide to do it as well, because I kind of honestly like the way that I've already set it up, because I think that I like the idea of having this little like screened-in deck, because I can like turn this into like a pool over here. I can make it into a trampoline. I can make it all kinds of things. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. We'll kind of determine, you know, as we go. But once you've done that, then you can go ahead and, again with the stripe, I just thought that it'd be cool to have like a striped themed walls on this side, because this is, you know, like the main room right here. And this right here, this roof right here is actually going to be one row lower than the rest of the build. So this is going to be filled in with your gray concrete. And since this is the bathroom, you don't want any windows or anything like that, so you'll just use like torches and stuff to light up the room when we get there. But the rest of the house, however, well, by the rest of this house, I just mean this area right here. Oops, there we go. Alright, so got that. And in this area right here, you want to fill it in based off of so once you got that, actually, I'm going to go ahead and use gray concrete for the rest of this. Once I've filled in this roof, I will do the face reveal. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and, because then we'll move on to the interior after the face reveal. So there's that. Da, 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 da. Whoop, get in here. Well, let me put some torches up before I close that, because it will get really dark really quick. Here we go. And there we go. Alright. So once you well lit the room, yeah. Alright, time for the face reveal. Alright. Alright, there's 2 people? Okay, shit. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys my outfit for the day. Because, why not? Hello. So I've got my, I've got my Men in Black pug shirt. And then I've got my nice little yoga pants. And then I've got my little tennis shoes. My Nike tennis shoes. Gotta fix this. There we go. I'm going to be giving you guys some insight on basically how I do my texting stories and stuff. So I always start off with introducing my channel, you know, making sure you guys like and subscribe, share and stuff like that. And the reason I do that is because that way anyone who joins my channel knows every time to like the video, share the video, etc. The reason I do that is because not only does that promote my channel, but it also introduces them to, you know, my channel. Obviously, it introduces them to me, but it also gives them an idea of, like, what I'm gonna kind of be doing, because, like, they open the first video and they're like, oh, it's stories. But I also do, obviously, Minecraft videos. I create all of these builds strictly free-handed. Like, there's no, I just kind of do what feels natural, really. But I will be creating a playlist for like strategic builds, which are builds that I actually like plan out and physically show you guys how to do it, like step by step. Not only will the step by step be in the video, but it'll also be posted in the description as well, so you guys can like see like how I formatted everything and how I, you know, came up with each particular material and this and that. Now, in those videos, however, there will not be an interior design, because that will be strictly up to you guys to do. But there will be an exterior examples. So there's some of the things I do like to do with my builds is I like to make sure, one, that every build that I have is not flat surfaced, right? I like there to be depth, and I also like there to be dimension in my builds, because Minecraft, you know, it's a 3D game, and so therefore everything is, you know, either flat or cubed. So with that being the way it is, I have to make sure that my builds have some sort of differentiate between the build itself and like the outside. So you can clearly see that I striped it, and the reason I did that was because it gives it more of a kind of a texture. It gives it texture, but it also, you know, gives it the whoops. But it also, you know, it also gives it the appeal of like, oh, well, this is, you know, different from, you know, the rest of it. But also the fact that I also like to create depth from the top, which essentially means that I like to make sure that my build is not, like, the roof is not entirely flat. And the way I do that is by placing smooth quartz slab all the way around the build. Because then that gives it more detail if you do like a top view, but also it gives it more of a, like, it differentiates between the roof itself and like the outside of the roof. So like you'll see like this right here, I like to do slabs because they're half blocks in Minecraft, so they're not like a full block, and so they really do show like the depth. You can clearly see, if you look above, obviously the roof sits half a row below the rest of the build, so it gives the roof some depth. And the reason I do that is because it just makes the build like more interesting, and it makes it, you know, unique and different. So that's what I usually do with slabs. I usually put them one row, half a row below the roof, so that way it gives the top of the build a little bit more, you know, it gives it more detail, but it also, you know, creates depth in that as well. And sometimes I also like to go around and I also like to place it, like, sometimes I'll just like, you know, do like, I'll do like step ladders. Just because, you know, I just think that that's something that is cool, and it also makes the build look more interesting. And you can kind of see that it kind of gives it more depth around the material, and I think the stripes make it look even that much cooler. I just think that just, you know, it really adds to the tone of the build. It creates kind of like a different, you know, kind of vibe to the whole build itself, but it also gives the build a little bit, you know, something extra, and it's not just, you know, by itself. I just think that it looks cool that way, and then I can do that all the way around the build, and it just like looks cool. I mean, you guys can do what you guys want to do with it, but I really do like doing it this way, because I think that it, you know, gives it, you know, some interesting looks to it, and not a lot of people really know how to do that, and that's why I like to show people, you know, how to do certain things, so that way they can, you know, kind of create their own type of ideas from my ideas, and, you know, they can not only learn, but they can also create their own version of it, you know. And if you want, you can, like, around this side of the door, you can kind of just, you know, do your own kind of design. But around the doors, I'm not going to do that, just because I think it takes away from the build itself. But I will. Here we go. There we go. And like I said, it just kind of gives it, you know, the outside kind of like a more 3D texture type, you know, of the build. And I just think it, you know, kind of looks like waves, you know, like almost, like it almost looks like water flowing. And I just think that makes it look cool. And if you want, you can even add like, maybe like, you know, like a flowing water, so like it just like flows around, and then like put something to like block it or something, and kind of create like a flowing of water. I think that would even look cool. Like if you want to do that, like I can show you guys how to block off water too. So if you put glass pane and like build it up, first you can place. I'm going to go ahead and grab the water bucket first. That way we know exactly where to put that stuff. Yeah, this might not work. I thought it would. It was a good thought, but looks like that's probably about as far as we're gonna probably get it. So change your plans. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use that. There we go. Because that did not work. I thought it would, but you know, in the old Minecraft, you used to be able to control the flow of water, and I was kind of hoping that that was still the case, but it's not, unfortunately. So that won't work. Because when Minecraft first came out quite a few years ago, not a couple, way more than a couple, you used to be able to control the flow of water to the point where no matter where the water was coming from, you could basically direct it wherever you wanted it to go, and it wouldn't go all over the place. But I guess they decided that that was too convenient and they wanted to get rid of it. So we're going to go a different route. So, because that didn't work, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Sorry about that. Man, my feet are about to fall asleep. Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't sit on my feet weird. Oh, shit. Okay. So once you've got the exterior of the build done, we can go ahead and move on to the interior. So once you've got that, once you've got like that, exterior of the build. Now, however you want to do the, like the depth of it, you can do it however you want. Now, if you want, honestly, if you want, instead of doing the water idea, you can also do something else as well. You can try putting like carpet on it, like blue carpet, to make it look like it's water running down. You can try that as well. I don't know if that'll work, but we could try. Kind of make it look cool. It'll let you put it on top, but not like where you want it. Oops. Yeah, that didn't work. Well, maybe if I crouch. Nope, that didn't work either. See, carpet didn't used to float either, so that didn't work. But if you want, you can actually create a water fountain out front too. Or honestly, if you want, you can also like kind of do it over here. We can do like a top pool too, because this does lead up here. We can go from like here and then come over here and make this right here into a pool, or we can make the roof itself a pool. Now, keep in mind, in Minecraft, water drips through ceilings. I don't know why, but you can go ahead and make it right here where the back deck is. So if you wanna place like a little bit of water, it kind of creates like a rainfall effect on the inside. And it also kind of, has a little depth to it a little bit. It's kind of cool. Kind of a cool effect. And it kind of looks like it's moving. And then if you come in here, see the water drips through, so it kind of gives it like a rainforest effect. I think that looks pretty cool. And then also you can kind of see the movement on the edges as well. Maybe not as well when you come up here, but you can see it better over here. Here it kind of moves on this side right here. And then, like I said, if you want, you can even complement the top part of your roof with blue carpet, or whatever carpet color you like. I just like blue for my modern builds. Blue, red, and white. And no, I'm not a KU fan. I mean, I like the Jayhawks. I don't mind them, but like, I'm a Wichita State fan. So a lot of people ask me if I'm a KU fan. Yes and no, but if KU and Wichita State play, I'm going to be rooting for WSU. And when it comes to NFL, I'm a Chiefs fan. So I don't have cable TV, so anytime that there's a football game on that's not on Peacock TV or any of that, I usually either go to my grandma's house or I try to find a way to watch it, even if it's just like on my phone. So, and actually the game should be starting here very soon at 5:30. So by 5:30 I'm gonna have to get off because I gotta watch the game. Sorry guys. But like I said, I will be back once the game is over. I'll restart my live, whatever time the game gets over. The game doesn't start till 5:30, so I got a little bit of time. And see, that just kind of makes the roof look cool. Like it gives it like some color, you know. I just think it looks cool. And look at even like an outdoor pool that like kind of like it just kind of flows nicely. I just think it looks cool. That's just the outside of the building. You can see, oh, there's plants, all the way around the build, and then you can, see that, oh, well, the roof also, has some color to it, with the blue carpet, and then it has the pool, and it has the deck, and then it also has, like, obviously the leaves, and also, like, the exterior of it, has the slabs, but anywhere around the door, I'm not going to put those around the door. Oops, there we go. And if you want, you don't even have to do it like that, too. You can also just go ahead and make it, like, all the way around. Ooh, shit. And shoot, I might go ahead and live stream the Chiefs game, too. If you guys want to watch that with me. We'll see who wins. I'm really hoping the Chiefs win, obviously, but my friend is a Bills fan, so it'll probably be a fight either way, but a friendly fight, of course, but one of us is gonna have a fight, but it's gonna be a friendly fight, of course, but well, friendly fight for me anyways, because my team's gonna win, but I'm fully confident in Patrick Mahomes. That's why they call him the magician, because he's magic. He can just make things happen with the click of his finger, or the snap of his finger. It's actually quite incredible the things that he can do that others kind of can't. It's something else. Let me tell you. He's unlike any QB I've ever seen. And that goes for like literally the entire NFL. Like I've never seen a quarterback who can freaking like throw the ball through underneath one leg like a dang layup. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's some of the things that he does. It's just like, how? Like, where did you acquire that skill? Because I need to know. It's like some of the most impossible plays that he makes. Take the 13-second example, right? When it's be the Grim Reaper. Okay. Patrick Mahomes was down by, I believe it was, they were down by a score. They had 13 seconds left in the second, in the fourth quarter. It was playoffs. I believe they were playing either the Buffalo Bills or the Bengals. They were playing one of those two teams, I'm pretty sure. And Patrick Mahomes had it, like on the 25 or something like that, very far away from the end zone. He had 13 seconds and maybe like 1 or 2 timeouts at most. I don't even think he had any timeouts. And they scored the game-winning points with 13 seconds left in the game. I don't think they had any timeouts. They were able to go the length of the field in 13 seconds, and that is by far one of the greatest NFL plays of all time that I've ever seen. Regardless of who he would have played for, that would have been probably one of the greatest plays of NFL history, just because he did it in 13 seconds with like no timeouts. I think he might have had 1 timeout. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember, but I do know for a fact that he did not have very many timeouts, if at all any. And that's what made it most impressive, is the fact that even if he did have timeouts, 13 seconds is not a whole lot to do very much. Because even if you do a quick timeout, you still, have to take in consideration, incomplete passes, you got to worry about the idea that, you know, interceptions, or, penalties and stuff like that. Like, if you think about it, 13 seconds is not a whole lot to do anything. That's usually 13 seconds would be at most 4 plays, at most. And that's with, like, 3 timeouts. And that's, like long shot plays. That's, like, maybe a couple incompletions. 13 seconds isn't a whole lot because each play at the bare minimum takes about 5 seconds off the clock. So that's like 2, maybe 3 plays. And that's like with a quick spike. So 13 seconds for Patrick Mahomes to go the length of the football field and score the game-winning points was probably one of the greatest plays I've ever seen, to be honest. And I would definitely argue that even in Tom Brady's prime time, he never did that. And for all the people there who sit here and want to say, oh, Tom Brady's the best quarterback, you're right, he is. I'm not arguing that. But what I am arguing is the fact that Patrick Mahomes statistically has done more things that Tom Brady never did in his entire career. For example, he made impossible plays. He sat there and, straight up made plays that Tom Brady never could have made, even in the Super Bowl when he beat multiple teams. Like, I'm not saying that Tom Brady isn't good because he is. He's the greatest of all time. I'm not denying that. But Patrick Mahomes has by far statistically, if you look at, a few years ago, statistically, Patrick Mahomes actually had better stats than Tom Brady. So one could argue, yes, he doesn't have as many Super Bowl rings, but he does have better big-time plays. 13 seconds, for example. That game when he had 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter to make a play and save him from not being able to go to the Super Bowl. He got them to the Super Bowl his first year. First year, he got us to the Super Bowl. He got us to the Super Bowl the very first year as a rookie quarterback starting. He got us to the Super Bowl with 13 seconds left in the game to come back for a W against a team, by the way, that had no injured players. And Patrick Mahomes, one of those playoff games, also was hobbling around on one leg and still somehow was able to get the first down to save the game. So I might add that not only he can play when he's injured, most quarterbacks would sit down. Like, they wouldn't continue on. And that is something that Patrick Mahomes does have on a lot of people. Like, he plays through injuries. He makes plays that no one else can make, like backhanded throws. Like, he can throw the ball behind his back and somehow his receivers can catch those. Like, things like that. Tom Brady can't do those things. Like, he can't, like, underhand his throws. Like, he can't throw a ball like a baseball, right? Tom Brady never could do that. Let's be real here, right? So if you think about it, why is it that he's considered the greatest of all time? I'm not saying that, yes, he has more Super Bowl rings, but that's all he has on Patrick Mahomes is just the rings. Because once Patrick Mahomes gets more rings than if Patrick Mahomes ends up getting as many as Tom Brady, well, it's not to say he's the next greatest of all time. Because let's be real, statistically, he has had way more completions, as far as possible throws go. Like, he's had more impossible throws than anyone in the entire NFL. Anyone, like, ever of all time. If you look at the statistics, you'll show that some of the possibility rates, if you've ever like seen like the videos of like them like showing like how impossible a throw is and like how unlikely them to catch it is, you'll see that, oh, well, his ratings are skyrocketed. Like, he's made some throws that I really do think that some of his throws that he's made have been not just a prayer answered. And some people may argue, well, the Chiefs, the NFL has, rigged. No. Bullshit, because here's why. The Chiefs have been the most penalized team in the NFL for years. So the fact that for one time out of 10, 20 years that they have not been the most penalized team, I think they deserve that, to be honest. They've been the most penalized team for many years. Many years. So for you to sit here and tell me, oh, well, his helmet chipped off or whatever, yeah, it might have. But you know what? At the end of the day, call was made. And I guarantee you that if the roles had been reversed, you guys would not feel that way.
Other people would not feel that way if it was their team. They'd be like, oh, it's okay, go ahead and play on, right? It's not your team, so that's why you care. Chiefs don't get away with a lot of things because they're the most penalized team in the NFL in history. They've had the most penalties in history. So you can't sit here and make that argument when they make one call that goes for the Chiefs. Like, come on. Respectfully, that's just facts. Like, you can't get mad about one call. Because if you want to get mad about one call, how about the call where the ref literally flipped the coin in the AFC Championship and the coin hit the ref's foot, allowing Tom Brady to get the ball first in overtime to win? How about we talk about that call? That was never called. Should we overturn that? Redo that? No, we don't do that, right? When a call is made, it's not overturned. You know, a call is a call, and you do it in the midst of it, in the midst of a moment, right? A call. How about the Tommy Lee no call, right? When the guy helmet to him out of bounds, and it was not only helmet to helmet, but it was not just that, it was also pass interference that could have given the the Saints an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. That wasn't called. Should the refs be blamed for that? I mean, if you think about it, there have been many calls in history, not just with the Chiefs, but everywhere, where the refs make stupid calls, where they do stupid stuff, where they don't follow the rules. But why is that being pinned only on the Chiefs? Because if you think about it, there's been many plays. How about Myles Garrett, for example, when he quite literally took his helmet off his head and whacked the crap out of the quarterback for the Steelers, right? Did he get banned from the NFL for that? No, he didn't. He didn't get banned for that. So should we criticize him for doing that to another player? No, we don't do that. And why is that? Oh, people are over it. Oh, he said the N-word. Okay, he said the N-word, but that doesn't give you right to assault somebody, regardless. I'm not saying what he did was okay, because it definitely wasn't. Like, you're not supposed to say those words. You're not supposed to talk, but you're not supposed to be a racist piece of shit. I'm sorry, but you're not. But at the same time, you gotta hold everyone accountable and not just the people you don't like. And that is what I find the NFL to be so controversial, is because people constantly want to brag on how the Chiefs got one call, but every other team has had how many? I mean, we are the most penalized team in the NFL, and you're sitting here complaining about one call that, quite frankly, really wouldn't have affected the game anyway, because they didn't even score a touchdown. They scored a field goal at that. So it didn't change the outcome of the game regardless. You know, you're talking about these stupid arguments about how, oh, the Chiefs, oh, they got one good call for them, let's bag on them. But how many times have the Chiefs been robbed of a Super Bowl opportunity because of a bad call by the refs? Let's be honest. Very many. Very many. I could name thousands right now. Like, that is how bad the refs have been in the past years. I could name a couple that aren't even just the Chiefs. I could name, Tommy Lee no call, the ref coin toss, the I don't know. How about the Tom Brady Deflategate? I mean, come on. We could talk about all kinds of different teams that have, gotten calls that they shouldn't have, or that they should have, that they didn't, right? And so you can't just criticize one team when it's happening throughout the entire NFL, For me, it's like a perspective thing. It's like, well, my team, yeah, they may get, crappy calls here and there. However, my team is the most penalized team in the NFL, and they have been for many years. And so I have the right to feel like my team was given an opportunity to basically level the playing field, really, because let's be honest. If the call had been the other way around, you guys probably wouldn't be complaining, oh, the NFL has been really turning in the Chiefs' favor for the past couple of years. Yeah, well deserved, because how many years in a row have they robbed us of a Super Bowl opportunity because they favored Tom Brady? We're going to talk about that? Let's be real. Patriots stands for pay all the refs in order to succeed. Let's be real. Like, that is what Patriots spells out. Pay all the refs in order to succeed. Patriots. Let's talk about that. How about we talk about how many times, let's be real, let's not talk about this, but Tom Brady, let's be real, he paid the refs. He paid the refs. He paid them. Let's be real. He paid the refs. Come on, you can admit it. Let's admit it. Let's admit the facts. He paid the refs many years. There's no way that when a guy touches him with his tip of his fingernail, maybe even with air, to be honest, before the ball is even thrown, how is that a passer, roughing the passer? It's not. It never has been, and it's only a roughing the passer when it's Tom Brady. Nowhere in the history of NFL had anyone ever been penalized for that. For a nick of the fingernail when the ball's not even released. It's still in his hand. He hasn't even released it. Like, He may be in the process of releasing it, but the ball is still technically in his possession because he's still touching it, even if it's with the tip of his fingers. It doesn't matter. If the ball is still in his possession, a fingernail is no. Literally, he didn't even slap the dude. Like he like with a fingertip on his shoulder, I might add. Not even his throwing shoulder, I might add. Touched him on his non-throwing shoulder while he was being held by a defensive player. Held, like jersey grabbing, holding him from getting to Tom Brady. And you're going to call a flag because he touched him with his fingernail. Really? Come on, he paid the refs. That game he did. He most definitely didn't, and I'm sorry for those people who are, very much a Patriots fan. I feel sorry for you because, let's be real, you would not feel that way if you didn't have that same problem with your team, right? If your team was the one who never got penalized, right? Never got penalized. If your team never got, never, got robbed of a Super Bowl, you they didn't personally make those calls. They didn't choose for those calls to be made, and so why are we blaming the team? Why aren't we putting the blame on the refs, right? We can't, but why are we blaming the team? Why aren't we putting the blame on the refs, right? We can't blame the people we can't blame the teams in the game. We have to blame the refs, right? Because if you think about it, the refs are ultimately the ones that have the deciding factor of, like, who wins and who loses, right? And so therefore, you can't be mad when your team loses over a bad call, but then get excited about your team winning when an unfair and unjust call was made against the other team, right? It's hypocritical, right? And so you can't sit here and complain about this, but then be okay with it when it works out in your favor, because that's just not how reality works. And in all honesty, you can't say, oh well, in this case it's okay. Well, no, it's not, because it's either not okay or it is okay, but it's not both. Situational. No, situational rules are one of the biggest problems I have with life. Situational rules to me are like asking a fucking toddler to sit here and, asking me, with ADHD and a whole bunch of other issues, to sit still for a while without my medication is like asking a toddler to not talk. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. Alright, so you can't make situational rules and expect the outcomes to be different every time in your favor. Because situational rules, again, are situational, so they really just depend on the situation and where it's going. You can't make a situation be like, oh, well, it's okay in this case because my team is the one who got the bad call, but, and it works out in my favor, so it's okay now. But then when you get that exact same call, you're like, oh, well, no, it's not okay. No, a call is a call. It's either the call that they're going to make or it's a call they're never going to make. So if you think about it, there have been many examples in history where people have made dumb calls or haven't made calls that should have been called. But at the end of the day, you can't decide, you can't decide when it's okay for those calls to be made and when it's not, because that is the definition of a rigged NFL. Not the fact that the Chiefs got one call about his helmet breaking. I mean, come on. Let's be real. How often does that even happen, to be honest? Like, how often does it happen where, a player gets their helmet broken, right? That doesn't happen very often. So in that situation, it was just like a momentary thing where he just switched his helmet. It didn't affect the game. Like, can you name one other player who has had their injury, their helmet broken off in the past couple of years? Because I can't. I can't tell you one, and to be honest, he lowered his shoulder anyway, so it could have been, unnecessary roughness on the defense. So you want that call to be called? Because that could have been, because he quite literally lowered himself to impact, to basically try to injure someone. So he could have killed someone, So should we be calling, should he be ejected from the game for doing that? No, he didn't, right? And so therefore the playing field was even, right? You're pissed off because you lost. Let's get to the bottom of this. Come on, Miami Dolphins. I'm sorry, but it's true. if the roles had been reversed and you had, if, your quarterback had their helmet, broken or whatever, and they had told you to play on, you would have been stoked. You would have been excited. You would have been like, oh, it's the best thing ever, right? But because it's your team that didn't get that call, or, then it's a problem, right? So it's situational. You can't say, oh, well, and if it was us, it would be okay. No. It's either okay or it's not okay. But it can't be both. So, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. We'll pick up this build after the game, and we'll do this later. But my phone's about to die, and also the game's getting ready to start. So, good luck.